Hello everybody, this is The Exception. Welcome back to another episode of bee breeding. Today we're going to be breeding the Rocky branch, including the Rocky, the Tolerant, the Hardy, and the Resilient bees. Alright, so to start off with this branch, we have the Rocky bee right here. And to get it, you need to go out into the world. Actually, you need to go under here, underground, and find a Rocky hive. And you will get a Rocky bee from it. Alright, so let's move on. The second bee is the Tolerant bee. And the Tolerant bee is a Rocky and a Diligent. Alright, so stick them in there. And while that's going, I'm going to explain our setup. We have 3 alvearies, and one for each of the bees that we move up. Alright. We have 9 frame housings on the bottom of each one with a necrotic frame in each one. That kills the bees off really quickly. This will drop to 0 as soon as it checks for all the requirements in the area. I believe it won't have a problem here since it's a Rocky bee. I think they can be bred anywhere. It's not complaining about anything just yet, so I think we're good. The next thing is we have mutators on each alveary. These things filled with nether stars, and that means that the bees will mutate every time, 100% mutation rate. And we have our Tolerant bees. Alright. So let me grab a Rocky drone. I had to do it that way because there is a glitch where if you take bees out of any eye, it will destroy all the drones in your inventory. So let's throw that in there. The Tolerant Princess and the Rocky drone. I actually should have moved that, shouldn't I? Sorry about that, guys. I guess there's really no difference, but I like to move on. Also, I had some questions on some of my previous bee breeding videos on why I don't use apiaries. And the reason is pretty simple. It should be pretty obvious to those of you who know how to breed bees already. That was a tongue twister for me. And the reason is that alvearies are better. They do the exact same thing as apiaries, except you can put mutators in them. You can put more frame housings. There's a whole bunch of. Let me look at it. Different alveary blocks. There's an alveary fan. There's other fans, it looks like. I don't know. Rain shield. There's a heater, lighting. So, I mean, it's a lot easier to do this with. Whoops. I was getting 30 frames there. Alright, so let's pull those out and move on. We got the Hardy. The Hardy was the Tolerant and the Rocky. Alright, and let's move on to the last bee. Put in a Hardy with a Tolerant. Alright, and something will come out of there. The Resilient will come out, I'm sorry. So, yeah, that's why I use alvearies instead of apiaries. They do the exact same thing, but they're faster, which means that my recordings can go smoothly. So there's no difference. You can use apiaries if you want, same thing. So don't feel that you have to use alvearies. It's just for me. And there we go. We have our Resilient bees. Something to note about these bees here is that if you notice, I don't have anything from the first 2 tiers. The Rocky and the Tolerant are completely gone. And that is because for this branch, they have very low fertility, which means they only produce 1 drone every time they are bred. So you get a 1-1 ratio for what you put in. And I put in 3 bees in this. I put a Diligent, a Rocky Princess, and a Rocky drone. And we have 3 bees that came out of it. So keep that in mind when you're breeding them. You might want to breed them for fertility because It is solo. But let's do a recap here, and then we'll end the episode. The first bee of this branch is the rocky bee, which I do not have on me. And you just find that in the ground. If you're using a quarry, you probably get them all the time. And if you ever are digging with turtles and you see them, I would recommend picking them up, because turtles won't grab the bees out of them. And that's how you get the rocky bees. The tolerant bees are the rocky and the diligent. You can watch another tutorial to find out how to get the diligent, but that's how you do it to get the tolerant. Alright, and then we move on to the hardy. The hardy bee is a rocky and a tolerant bee. Alright, and the final stage, the resilient bee, is a hardy and a tolerant bee. Alright, so I hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I will see you next time.